Welcome to You Both Suck. I'm Kunal Arora along with
Dara Pollock.
And this is a comedy podcast about conflict. And Dara will kick it off with our guest today.
Rossella Rago, thank you for joining us today.
Oh my God, thank you for having me.
We're so excited, honestly.
I'm in the other Brooklyn.
Yes.
Yes, she came all the way from Bensonhurst, right?
Which you technically need like a passport to get to from here.
It is far. We are in Williamsburg. He's in Greenpoint. Bensonhurst is far. I mean,
Brooklyn looks down on this side of Brooklyn.
It does.
And it's so unfair and it's accurate.
This
but
was a wasteland 30 years ago.
I am aware of that.
Trust
I'm
me.
aware of that. There was a plastic factory where I used to live.
There was nothing here when I...
This didn't exist 30 years ago.
I know.
What do you want from me?
Nothing.
Like they've been making pizza in my Brooklyn for a century.
I get it.
Good pizza.
I understand.
Coming in out the gate.
I needed a place to live, though. You can't be mad at me. Do you want me in your neighborhood?
That's a good point.
I mean, you'd paid so much less rent.
I understand that, but then it would boost the rent that you live in.
It doesn't make sense to live here at all.
I understand that too.
If you bought 10, 13 years ago like I did, yes, it does.
Well, fine, Missy.
Yeah.
Okay,
but listen, I'm paying low stabilized rent, and that's why I can't live in Bensonhurst.
Yeah, but if I lived here, my dates would complain less about how much the Ubers cost. I'd have to pay
That's
more
true.
rent.
Yes.
But they'd all complain a lot less. That's like my
Yeah.
barometer for when I tell a guy to go F. And if he remarks
Yeah.
on how much the Uber costs, I'm like, no. Next.
I mean, first of all, yeah, that's kind of bullshit. I don't think they should complain about that.
Right.
No, absolutely
At least not in the beginning.
No.
Give it some time.
Okay,
Yeah.
you want to eat alone? This is how much it's going to cost you
Right.
Yes.
to have a fabulous guest at dinner.
Exactly. Yeah. I think they
like
should
this
not.
right out the
This
gate.
is the tax.
Yeah,
So
100%. I stopped complaining about Ubers and Lyfts, and I
Yeah.
said no more, never again.
And you always do it for them, right?
What do you
to
mean?
and from a date. Do you Uber
Well-
to and from a date?
Well, first of all,
for a girl?
he's been in a relationship for 9 years.
Yeah, so there's that.
So
So
that's
he-
not fair.
I understand that, but
There's surge pricing and inflation.
I get that, but there have
Yeah.
been times when if I'm going out to meet people, whoever the case may be, then yeah, sure, I will
Yeah.
pay to and from.
No. But like, okay, so if you're dating now, pretend
Sure.
she's dead. I don't know.
right.
Very sad.
Sure.
Got hit by a bus
it's a
tomorrow.
good way
Right.
What's her
okay.
name?
Dina.
Dina's no longer with us.
Okay.
Right. You're thrown back into the dating
Into
pool.
the sea. Into
into the sewer.
Best
Yeah.
of luck. Yeah.
Right.
Join the rest of us, won't you?
Yeah.
Like, and you meet a nice girl. You have good banter.
Sure.
The banter's top notch.
Right.
Do you send her an Uber to pick her up for the first date?
Oh, to come to my place or to come
first
to
of
the
all,
restaurant?
no one's going to your house
House
on a first date.
date. That's
all right.
insane.
This is how long
Okay.
it's been.
That's an SVU episode.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
asking for murder.
I mean, if
no.
oh man, I don't think I could swing that.
No, I don't think I would even expect that actually.
Yeah,
at
that's
this point.
a
I thought you
lot.
meant if I'm paying
Yeah.
to go, like if the guy would offer to pay, like maybe on the way back or something. And I've had guys do that, but it's pretty rare, especially on a first date. Fuck no.
I don't like it.
You're expecting chauffeuring to
A
and
chariot.
from the date.
It's not even about money. It's about safety. You should
Yeah, no,
be
Okay.
I get that.
concerned.
I get that.
Sure.
You should want to make that very easy for me.
Well,
So-
I understand that, but how about the "Did you get home all right" text?
That's
yeah,
very, if that, you know.
If they don't send that, I'm immediate red flag for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I hate a good morning text. I think a good morning text needs to fuck off and die. But I love if a guy says, "Did you,
Do you mind a good morning
You
text?
hate it. Who hates the good
Everyone.
morning text?
Everyone.
She doesn't hate the good morning text.
We had a whole thing about this. Yeah, every girl hates the good morning text. Wait, you like that? I'm actually shocked by this.
I like the good night gorgeous and good morning beautiful.
I hate it.
You're not doing.
I
hate
you're
it.
the first
I'm
person
actually
I met.
shocked you like this because I feel like it's so canned. It's such a canned response or whatever.
Because
It's like
I'm from another time.
Can we give a proper intro? Just give. yes, please.
okay, hang on a second.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
of
Yeah.
this world.
I
She's not
understand
of
that.
this world.
I understand that.
She's
But before we
I'm
get
from Bensonhurst,
Hang on.
1985.
yes.
Yeah,
That's
hang
7.
on. We're older than you, so that's relax
But
on that.
I
But
just want. I want them. Our listeners
Yes.
will be. We don't want to do a disservice to you.
we want to
We
make
do
sure
want to
do the
go
proper
through
way.
all the things you've accomplished
Yes.
and who you are
Yes.
before we continue
And it
on.
will get to that because part of
Yes.
it is that, okay, so Rossella is a wonderful cookbook author and entrepreneur. You also have your store, Bottega della Nonna. I said that
Yes.
right? It's an online store, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you sell all kinds of things, not just like food, also like you sell dresses and apparel and like kitchen utensils. I have your pasta spoon, the Sunday dinner pasta spoon. I have it. And all amazing things. Your content is fucking hilarious.
Top
you
notch.
make amazing videos with
3
your
cookbooks.
Nonna.
3 of them. Yeah.
With
Yes.
Cooking with Nonna. Yes. How old is Nonna?
Nona is 90.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Okay.
also your dad, Vito. Vito is amazing.
Vito's a breakout star. Yes.
He really is. I love the videos with your dad. So yeah, you do all these amazing things, and it does have this vibe of like I'm from the old country. So
And this
that's
is
what we're
why
talking
I
about.
demand Ubers. This is why I deserve them.
Yes,
no, I get
Because
it.
I'm very accomplished.
You are old school though. So we're friends. We met actually, which is the weirdest thing. I was on the Growing Up Italian podcast, and I am not Italian. I've just dated like mostly Italian men. So they were like, and I know the guys like Sabino and whatever. They were like, yeah, you could come on. And I saw your episode, I think was right before mine. And I was like, I fucking love this girl. She's hilarious, whatever. And I think I slid in your DMs and I was like, I loved your episode. And so we've hung out a few times, and you are more old school than I am. Like you like a first date to be dinner. And I hate that.
Yes.
See,
Why?
I hate it.
Why? Because I need to feel like someone wants to invest in me. Otherwise,
Okay.
why?
No, I mean I get it.
I'm just very intentional when I date too.
Yeah.
I don't really do situation things.
Situationships, and you don't do apps. I forget.
I
Dabble.
I dip my toe in them, and then as like I run away
Yeah, same.
as soon as I can.
Same.
I think there's something
Yeah.
You know what I like about you already right off the top is like the intentionalness. That
Yeah,
like it's like
that's
you
true.
know what I want. I know what I want. I want a guy to pay for an Uber to bring me there and send me home. Like
Yeah.
that's not negotiable for you, and I like that.
Yeah.
I want a guy to be in. I think men need to.
It's like a gentlemanly
but
thing,
I
chivalry.
believe in masculine, feminine energy.
Yes.
Not like the toxic way that
Right.
social media wants you to believe in
Yes,
it.
of
But I
course.
believe in polarity.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I
fair.
just think, and that can go. That doesn't need to be like a man-woman thing. I
Right.
think when I've dated feminine men
Yeah.
before and made
Yeah.
mistakes, and that didn't
We've all
work
made
for me
mistakes.
because I'm a feminine woman.
Yes.
I need
Yeah.
a masculine man. If you're
Right.
if you're a feminine guy, you need a masculine woman. They're out
Right.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
They
Right.
Oh,
exist.
100%.
They're
I
especially
have
women
like
friends
that
who are that relationship
Yeah.
type, and the fact that you know who you are,
Yeah.
and this is what you're about.
No,
Once
and
you
I respect
accept
it.
that, it makes things easier because there
Right.
really are women that like having a man that like you tell them what to do and
Right.
they do it and whatever.
And you don't want to tell your guy what to do.
No, I make decisions all the time. I run a business. Like in my
Yeah.
professional life,
Sure.
Right.
when I'm in a relationship, I like to be led.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like,
Okay.
didn't they say this in Sex and the City? It's like what we like in life is what we hate in bed, and vice versa. Like, yeah, I'm very much that person. In like my life, I like to be in charge of stuff. I definitely am like you. I'll make decisions and whatever. And then in bed, complete opposite.
But you're a tough cookie. I was out with you once, and we were at the
Uh-oh.
Soho Grand.
Oh, no.
And this like d-bag like stops us, keeps trying to like talk to. He was definitely like married or so.
Yeah.
He was probably a terrible
yeah.
human.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he was like trying to get us to stay there and talk to him. So we were like, no, we're gonna leave. And he's like, no, I'll get you an Uber home, and I'll get your friend an Uber home. And Dara stopped and she goes, I can get my own Uber, thank you. And I was like, yeah, me too, but he can still pay for it. That's like,
I love this.
if he wants to pay for it, let him.
Yeah,
Why?
no.
Yeah.
What are
Why
you,
stop?
stupid?
Yeah. Why stop a guy from doing this?
Because we had to talk to him in exchange for that. I didn't want to talk to him.
You didn't have to marry him. I mean,
That's also very true.
I don't like, to me, that's
20
a waste
minutes
of
of
time.
your life.
Yeah, I sat through a timeshare presentation for a bowl of pasta.
Right?
Yeah. What do you think I want for an Uber home?
No, you know what? Like,
Fine,
and I
guys.
used to be like that too,
Yeah, yeah.
a little bit more. But I think it
funny.
was work that I had to do on myself to feel comfortable with letting letting people do things for me.
We were just talking about this actually, and it's not that to me though is different than like sitting through a conversation with a guy I do not give a shit about or have no intention of seeing ever again. To me, that's misleading, and I don't need the free ride that much. That I'm like, you know what I mean?
It was a rainy Friday night.
It was, and I'll be honest with you. Looking back, it took me a long fucking time to get that Uber. I regret it now.
Yeah,
but. At the time, it was like if he was even remotely like cute or whatever, I would have been like, okay, maybe. But it was.
I mean, listen, I get.
Sorry,
listen, I will say in this situation, take the ride where you can get the ride.
I mean, listen, now I look back and I was like, that was a bitch getting that Uber, and it was expensive as shit. Because
you
it was.
See?
I know.
See when you don't listen to me?
I like it.
All right. Well, still, however, let's get into the good morning text. I'm really shocked you like this. It's so cringe to me. Oh, it's so cringe.
No, because it doesn't
They
feel
say it to everybody.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, I've definitely not gotten them and been pissed.
Ask any woman. Believe me, they're throwing them out like fucking birds and
Do you
bread.
think that like what about it appeals to you?
Because it makes me feel like the person's thinking about me.
Okay.
And
Okay,
they
but
should.
hang on.
Right.
Here's
And
a
they're
follow-up.
prioritizing me.
Here's a follow-up to that, because sometimes I can see that where it's like, all right, they're thinking about you, but
Sure.
let's say you had an amazing date with this guy, good morning text guy, and then he texts you good morning, but doesn't really follow up with anything after that. Don't you think a good morning text followed up with, I had an amazing time last night, I would love to see you again, is a better text than just good morning? Beautiful.
Okay, these are two different things.
No,
I mean,
but
what
it's
do you-
Right.
but that's what I'm saying is the good morning text is usually just coming in with a good morning and that's it.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they
you
don't-
can't say good morning and then we don't talk the rest of the day.
But
then
that's
we
what
don't
I'm
like
talking
each
about.
other.
That's
But,
what I'm talking
like,
about.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
You don't get points for just saying good morning.
Thank you.
Right.
That's what we're
It's
talking
not
about.
about
Yeah,
that. We
it's-
have
that's-
to, there's
You
gotta
just like
be-
the engagement to lead to somewhere.
That's like the crust.
But that's what I'm
Right.
saying is a lot of times guys will send out the good morning text and they don't follow up with anything. Good
that's
morning.
fuckboy.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm. But
Fuckboy
that's what I'm
text.
saying.
Right.
It's
No,
fuckboy
no, no.
energy. Thank you.
But
That's
I
all.
don't tolerate that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like
so then you would be on the same page as me. It's different.
I like
saying.
when I really look for men who like pursue.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And a lot of
And-
guys these days do not do that.
No,
That's
they
why.
don't. But like I
You know what I
sense
mean.
that you can sense that pretty quickly whether a
Yeah.
guy's gonna do the work,
Right.
whether a guy's gonna, and that's how I am. Like
Yeah.
and I don't think I really used to be like that. But I
Yeah.
heard something once that resonated with me, and it says men fall in love and women have to love themselves, like sit back and love themselves. So it's
Yeah.
like
Huh.
I like that.
I don't do anything.
I like that a lot.
I just sit there.
You just
So-
yeah, no, and I like
Would
being
you
pursued as well. So that's
Ever
what I mean.
date some now? Is there like a financial minimum in terms of dating somebody?
Oh God.
And it's not. Listen, I don't look at this in a
Dum, dum,
bad
dum.
way, because as a person, I look at this like that's just what you want.
No, I don't. It's not about finances, and it's
Yeah.
not about like a monetary. It's about generosity, first of all, because I've met many men who do very well financially, and they're just not generous people.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so
Keep the
it's
purse
a
strings
mentality. Like my best friends, they're married a year now, but they've been together like 5-6 years, and both normal people. They both work. I think he works for the MTA, and but it doesn't matter, because if she wants something, he'll go get it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
even if he's got to get like a second job to do it, if he knows that she wants something, like it's a mentality.
But so then
Interesting.
but then that's what I mean is I think it's more of the old school mentality, because a lot of people, especially the stuff we see on social media all the time, is all about like everything is equal and blah 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 and all this
nonsense.
And
That's nonsense. Everything is 50-50. It's never 50. I was married, and
mean,
it's
yeah.
never 50-50.
Right.
Emotionally, financially,
Yeah.
physically.
Right.
No.
I agree. And that's what I'm
No.
saying. That's why I don't subscribe to that. I'm not full old school like you are, but I'm a little more old school.
Sometimes you don't even have 10.
Yeah.
You know, like you got 50. You don't have 50,
50
every day to give somebody. Like
Yeah.
Right.
it's a balance thing.
I
you
agree.
know?
I agree. No, that's fair.
And you think that women give more in other ways than men?
I think we expect 150% more from women today than we ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So women are just used to overdoing it.
I think so
Right.
too. So it
Okay.
is, and that's why it's like I do think it's nice still. We talked about this recently too, is like the bill on the first date thing. It's like I like the guy to pay. Like sorry, like on
That's
the first
not
date
even
especially.
like I wouldn't even I would
just
escape.
gonna go. If I could sink into this couch,
I brought this up on
I
purpose.
just like
Yeah.
I would
9
I
years
want a
they've been
full-
together. Their first date, they split the
Dutch.
bill.
We went Dutch. I know.
Did she have a mustache?
No.
Were you confused?
I was not confused.
Did you think she was a dude?
No, she likes to. She likes
Not
to pay
that there's
half.
anything wrong with
Not
that.
that there's anything wrong
Right.
with.
I'm just saying. Were you?
Yeah. No, she likes. We both
Yeah,
pay
no,
Dutch. It's just.
But listen,
what-
and this is what I'm saying, is
Yeah.
that everybody has their things. Everybody's
Sure.
different.
Yeah.
And I am a little bit old school, but I'm not like full old school. And I feel like also you're, like we were talking about before, your neighborhood lends itself to old school. Bensonhurst is old school Italian.
It
old
does,
school
but
Brooklyn.
they're there are still
you got-
guys that you could tell like
Yeah.
what do you bring to the table? It's like I am the table.
First of all, you just described a lot of my dates.
Like what do you no, if you hear that though, that's honey, that's a red
I
like
know.
run. Yeah, no.
Guys like that. No, it
no,
doesn't
no, no,
happen
no, no.
anymore.
I don't want to I'm sorry. I don't want to date a guy in leggings.
Yeah, no.
Who's going to ask me
Same.
to
I don't
split
want-
the no.
I don't
that-
want a guy who wears
That's
tighter
gonna-
pants
I'm
than
not
me.
wearing leggings.
Not
I just
you.
want. I wish these pants were baggier.
I just have
No.
I just think it's nice for a man to want to take care of someone.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree with that. And the pursuing is nice because a lot of guys really, because they have so many options now, especially on apps, they don't really pursue at least as much as they used
It's
to.
the
you know?
illusion
So-
of options.
Sure.
I mean,
I agree,
It's
but-
really just they think they do, but
Yeah.
women do too, and that's
Yeah.
why you don't leave a relationship now, man or woman, because you're not happy. You leave because you think you could be happier.
Exactly.
It's not about
Yeah.
we all have this illusion of options, and not everything's gonna be perfect.
Right. Well, that's
but
the
there's a
problem.
difference between not perfect and bad.
Exactly. But that's the
Right.
thing is I think a lot of guys expect perfect now. It's like they want everything to be just, and women too. I shouldn't say it's
They
just guys.
got more entitled and
Yeah.
less
it's
life
both.
isn't fair, and relationships aren't always fair. I mean, and the way I want a relationship would probably seem very unfair to another woman.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Exactly.
that's how I like it.
Yeah, I think that's completely acceptable. How you want to be treated is how you should seek to be treated.
But we're just obsessed with everything being fair and
Right.
equal,
Yes,
and
agree.
it's not like that. Like you're gonna do more in certain areas than your
Somebody
partner
else.
is,
right.
That's true.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Is it fair that we give birth to children and
Yeah.
it's painful and it's
Well, the fact that
No.
men now get paternity leave.
yeah.
I mean,
but-
that still should be allowed. You know what I mean? Because the guy could be there to help out. What?
We're both like,
he's gonna help.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just like.
you're going to breastfeed?
I'm gonna take the baby off your hands
No,
while
no,
you're doing
I'm
something.
kidding. I'm kidding. It's fine.
Is that like
Yeah.
women are them like feminine women anyway that are their best selves when they feel fully supported,
Yeah.
when they feel like they can really relax. And a lot of times when you have that pressure of someone kind of demanding, 50 from you all the time,
Right.
it's a little exhausting and you can't relax.
Yeah. And
Into
it's
your
usually more than
role.
50, let's be honest.
But
It's
like,
usually more.
you have to pay for half the bills, and you have to pay, and you have to plan half the stuff, and you have
Yeah.
to take care of the household 50% or more, usually more. It's just
Right.
like we expect a lot more from women,
Yeah.
than we have before when women
Yeah, it's true.
didn't have those kinds of responsibilities. So
It's true.
now you get these stressed out women
Yeah.
that can't, show up and be these like goddesses that men still expect them to be.
Yeah, there are a lot of you on the other hand are clearly.
But I told you I relax. I don't do
Yeah.
anything.
Right. Yeah.
I sit back. I'm like this because I don't care.
Yeah. I love that.
When you don't want to text me, don't text me.
I don't care. It's amazing.
I'm not
okay.
gonna run after you. I'm like this because I'm not running after nobody.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Like, I'm not sweating.
Right. I love the mentality of not chasing after something and just accepting
What
it to
you
come to you.
chase runs away.
Exactly. No, it's true. I
Yes.
mean, that's another reason why I'm just like, I'm not dating right now. I'm going to sit back and let it come to me.
Well, you have to
I'm
leave
kidding.
the house.
I'm kidding. Yes, exactly.
He's not gonna.
There's a difference.
He's not gonna break in. Unless you want to date the guy that
I'm going to
breaks
tell you
into
right
your
now,
house.
you and I are both at the
You
Bank
know?
of Rossella, and she's just writing us checks that both of us are not thrilled about. Like, I'm feeling mad emasculated on not being able to pay more than 50%. You're feeling like a hermit. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm loving this episode.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, both of us are just we're like getting these checks like, man, this is not the check I wanted.
When I was out with you at the Oh my God.
So the
wait.
Soho, what was it called?
The Soho
No,
Grand.
not Soho Grand. This is a story about her though, where I was like, wow, she just writes them and flings them. We were at the Anthony and Sons block party like last year, and some guy came up to us and was trying to talk, whatever. And she just looks down at his feet, and he had these ugly ass sandals on, and his feet were out, not good feet. And she just goes, "Okay, those are birth control."
They were though. I'm sorry.
I was like mortified for this man, and he just took it, and he just kind of looked stunned, but he kept talking. I mean, God bless. But
I hate feet.
Same.
And like I don't like my own. I don't want you to touch my feet.
Me
Sure.
too.
I try. I keep them
Yeah.
well pedicured or whatever,
Right.
and you should too. Of
course.
But you're a man, and I never want to see your feet.
Exactly.
Right, right.
Same.
It's never
Same.
okay.
No.
Unless
to
we're at
have
the beach,
visible.
but that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, like if flip flops at the beach,
that's fine.
Whatever.
Otherwise, no.
Right.
I'll allow it.
Sure.
I
But
agree.
in a non-beach water
Yes, I get it.
sport situation,
Right.
Yeah.
there's no excuse.
I keep my feet very well maintained, but hidden.
Yes.
I don't like they're clean and in good shape, but just for hygienic
But no
purposes.
one wants
but
to
no one's
see
gonna
that.
see them.
Yeah, no.
They're not going anywhere. They will stay in socks. They'll stay in shoes.
Absolutely.
Barefoot at home, but to my own.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
If I'm looking at your feet and there's cement beneath them,
Yeah.
we have a problem.
Absolutely.
I don't.
Right. So no sandals
The
for
Jesus, the Birkenstocks.
Yeah, none of that.
absolutely
No.
not.
right.
Same.
Okay.
No.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, while we're on the subject of dealing out checks and stuff and making
Yes.
decisions, this should be an interesting one.
Right.
We have our FMK.
Yes.
Which we need to get into because I feel like we could talk forever, which I'm loving, but we gotta keep it tight.
Right.
So FMK, we're doing Italian desserts. I'm immediately scared.
I'm so scared. I
me.
almost feel like
Yep.
I almost feel like she should go last because I'm so excited to hear what her response is going to
But
be.
that I would think she should go first in that case.
Because I'm saving best for last because that's what I'm. But I'm at the
What
same.
would
time.
you like to do?
What would you like?
Do with me what you will.
This is
I am at your mercy.
well. You know what?
Say that on your next date and you're golden. Okay, well, the FMK is Italian desserts, and they are cannolis, rainbow cookies, and tiramisu.
Oh, I know how you feel
Yeah,
about.
I know. I think you do
certain
know.
things.
Okay.
Well, then, you know what? I'll go first then. I am fucking cannolis because I don't like cannolis. I don't like the cream, but I figure I like the shell. I only care about the outside. I don't
Okay.
care about what's inside, so I'm going to fuck that. Then I am marrying tiramisu because I love tiramisu. It's like coffee, chocolate, whatever. It's a beautiful dessert. I could eat that every day. And I'm killing rainbow cookies, like a bloody, grisly
She
death.
hates the rainbow cookies.
Hates the rainbow cookies.
I hate the
Doesn't
almond
like it.
paste. That's I love almonds, but I hate almond paste. Anything with that flavor. Ugh. And yeah, so many people know this about me, especially in the food Instagram community, and they'll always like tag me in rainbow cookies, and I'm like, this is just fucked up. But yeah, those are my decisions.
All right.
you have to go.
I'll go. I'd have to fuck rainbow cookies.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. You know
All
what? At
right.
least there's different colors to it, which could be nice.
They can die right along with rainbow bagels. I fucking hate them.
I understand that.
I don't understand the rainbow bagel.
And especially because
Yeah.
rainbow bagels don't taste any
they
different.
don't.
They don't.
Yeah,
Stupid. It's purely
really
food
dumb.
coloring.
It's just poison. You're
It's-
adding
yeah.
extra unnecessary stuff into your thing.
Okay.
I would kill cannolis. I'm not a cannoli guy by any stretch of the imagination.
don't like 'em.
I just think that shell is great. The cannoli cream, not my favorite.
Same.
And I'd have to marry tiramisu. I think tiramisu is just one of the best. I think it might be one of the best desserts, hands down.
Ooh.
Like
okay.
across the board.
Like even not in Italian cooking,
I think
like other
across,
stuff too?
yeah, I think
It
it's
is a
like
really great dessert.
It really sets
I
itself.
rarely turn it down.
Yeah, it has so many different layers and there's so much complexity to it that to me a tiramisu is phenomenal.
Okay. Yeah.
See, this is actually kind of difficult for me because I'm not a dessert person.
See, neither
Really?
am I.
Okay.
Neither am I. That's
Like,
probably a big
I'm
part
just
of it.
I
Yeah.
like making desserts.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
like I haven't been a sweets person
Same.
for years. Like when in college I was,
Mm-hmm.
and right after that I just switched, and now I'm a more of a savory person.
A salt tongue. They call it
Yes.
sweet tooth. I'm like salt tongue.
I'm a salt bae.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Same. I don't love desserts either, but if I had to pick, and I think that's why I like tiramisu, is because it's not that sweet.
So I mean I'd F rainbow cookies.
Okay.
Because you can't argue with that. They're the first cookie to disappear off the cookie tray.
Which is
They're
so disturbing.
their currency. in my culture.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, I'll give you my rainbow cookie if you,
Sure.
you know,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like a cigarette in prison. Really,
That's great.
Beautiful.
what you know, the Italians would trade probably.
Okay.
I'd kill, which one would what I'd marry.
Yeah. Okay. I like that
I
this
don't
is tough
love
for you.
Either of them. I think I'd marry tiramisu before a cannoli.
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
like I'd be married to tiramisu, and a cannoli's like my gumado once in a while.
Oh,
because
shit.
That's
I don't.
phenomenal.
Wait.
Because it's like once in a while I'll have a cannoli. I can't have it all the time.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Wait, we forgot about this. We wanted to do an FMK Guma just for you.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, if I'm allowed to have a gumad,
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
then the cannoli is not technically my gumad. The
Right.
cassata is my gumad.
Wait, what
Yeah.
the hell is that?
A cassata is a Sicilian like cake with cannoli cream inside.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Mine
not for
would
me.
my
I don't
guma would
even
be
know
the
what that is.
limoncello.
The limoncello what?
Like the,
Yeah,
just
that's not a
the-
dessert.
Just
That's
the
lemon-
Like a
Cello.
cake?
Yeah.
It's not a dessert.
Oh, like a sorbet.
Like a sorbet?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have that every day.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
could have every day
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's not.
That's
I would.
Refreshing.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Yeah,
it's
that's
tasty.
light.
I like that.
That doesn't seem like a Gumad kind of situation.
Yeah.
But
or a lobster tail could be my gumad because
okay.
they're good,
Yeah.
but they're such a commitment.
Yeah.
And they're real
messy.
messy.
Yeah.
So messy.
That's a gumad pastry.
yeah, that makes
Right.
sense. Okay.
I feel.
I like that. Yeah, I forgot that we wanted to do that specifically for you.
Phenomenal.
I was like, we have to have that category. Okay.
That is
Love
incredible. I love it. I love
Yeah.
the take on all of this. I want to hear more.
Well, we did have other questions. I wanted to ask something that I found out while I was deep diving, doing my research
Oh, Lord.
on you.
Sweet
yeah.
Moses.
Hang on. So you were like, you're a SAG member, right?
I am since 1999.
And you were an extra in a couple movies.
Of quite a few.
And one of them was one of my favorites, which is Thomas Crown Affair. And I need to ask which person you were in this movie.
So I was a little girl then.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Because like this, it was
99.
yeah, right?
my first job ever, my first day on any set
Yeah.
was season 1 of The Sopranos.
Okay.
so
The
perfect
pilot
for
season,
you.
yeah.
I love
Before
that.
it hadn't come out at all. It hadn't premiered yet. I don't even.
That's amazing.
Maybe they must have run the pilot, but
Okay.
it was picked up for a full season, and I think that was episode 8. It
Okay.
was the wedding scene in the first season.
Okay.
And we filmed it in Queens at the Astoria Manor.
Yeah.
That's where my mom and dad got
Yes,
married.
yes, and it was
That's so
like
funny.
it was like a whirlwind. I mean, what was
That's
so
wild.
cool about that particular day on set, because I worked on Sopranos a couple times throughout the 6 seasons.
That's so
I was like
funny.
established as like a family member, like a peripheral family.
Nice.
I was at Jackie Jr.'s funeral.
I love
And
that.
what was so cool was that when they broke for lunch, it was like cocktail hour at a real wedding.
Oh,
Because it was in
that's
the big
funny.
room
Yeah.
and the buffet. Because they probably made a deal where they had to use their catering for
Right.
the day.
Right.
And
That
the
makes
whole
sense.
cast sat down and ate together. That was the coolest thing about The Sopranos, is that
Interesting.
every day I was on set, the whole cast ate together.
Nice.
Wow,
with
that's great.
with the background. That never happens anymore, because
Right.
I ended up standing in on movies and TV shows for 15 years.
Right.
I
yeah.
quit in 2015 and
Okay.
started doing Cooking with Nona full time. When I stopped doing it, I was a stand-in on 2 different shows,
Okay.
like in tandem and stuff, certain days on that, and like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the first team would always eat in their trailers, like they had
Right,
nothing
right.
to do with us,
Yeah.
with the crew, or
With the
anything.
peasants,
Pretty
right?
much.
Yeah.
But Sopranos wasn't like that. They all ate
nice.
together. It was
That's
like
a-
a
like a
really big family.
family.
It was.
Yeah.
So Thomas Crown Affair was a movie with Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't think I knew who the hell Pierce Brosnan was.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
was so hot.
I can't even remember what year was that. Was that
That was
before?
99 when it came out. So,
So
I
I
mean,
must have just turned like become SAG,
right.
or barely was. Or I wasn't SAG yet, and if I
Right.
wasn't SAG yet, there are certain experiences that I remember before I joined SAG,
Right.
which are terrible.
Okay.
Like being a non-union
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Right, right.
man.
Yeah. They
that-
treat you like cattle.
yeah, a lot of it really. I mean, they kind of treat you like cattle when you are SAG anyway.
Right.
but,
Or,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
You have different. You have a union to call
Right.
and complain to for no.
Yeah, for no good reason.
We'll do
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
it was just. It was a day at a museum.
Yeah, that sounds right, because that was the scene where they had kids. Because I was trying to think of
with
this,
the,
and I was like,
with the teacher. There
Yeah.
was a lady who was our teacher. We were on the school
Yes.
trip. And yeah, I didn't
That's
see
so
anybody
funny.
famous that day.
You were
Yeah.
like 12.
yeah, well, because I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out. 'cause-
Wait, do you know?
yeah.
You want a funny story? You know
Sure.
who helped me get into SAG? You'll never guess.
I'll never guess. So go ahead.
Mario Bosco.
Wait, why do I not know who that is?
Mario
Wait,
Boston.
Little
From
Mario.
Sex and the City.
Oh, I was
No,
like, wait.
no, little Mario, who's in all of New York Nico's videos now. He's like Cupid
Yes.
and the elf.
Yes.
And
Oh, that guy. Wait, that's so weird. That's so random.
he
How
and I
come?
met on the set of a Woody Allen movie.
Oh, that's
Sweet
so
and Low
cool.
Down.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And he
I
has
was
a
like,
growth
now I know
disorder,
what
so
you're
he
talking
looks like a child.
Yes.
Yes.
But he's
okay.
now he's 50, but back then, he was like almost 30.
Right.
And he was talking to me.
Oh
We're
my
both
God.
in 1930s garb on the boardwalk at Rye Beach Playland.
Yeah.
And we ended up talking, and I figured out that he lived like a few blocks away from me in Brooklyn. And he was telling me about himself. He's like, I'm actually 30. And I thought he was lying. I was Mom. And he
I
actually
need an adult.
hooked me up with certain. He started talking to my mom. My mom
Yeah.
fell in love with him, as she does with most lunatics. And
Your mom and I have that in common.
yeah, and he ended up like through networking getting me certain jobs
That's
that
so
were
funny.
wavered, and I got 3 waivers, and I was.
I've been on shows with him.
eligible. Yeah.
Yeah, like
so
stand-up
He
funny.
blew up.
gigs.
Yeah, because he's viral now.
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
wild.
even before, like, I think I've been doing shows with Mario for like,
Yeah, I did not know his
For like
name
10
off the
years.
top
Yeah,
of
yeah,
my
yeah.
head.
yeah. Now, oh
That's
man,
funny.
that's wild.
Yeah.
How
That's so
small the
funny.
world
Absolutely.
is.
It is a small world.
So getting into it's because like you have a very specific accent.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I can turn it
Can
off.
you turn
though.
it off?
I can.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
turn it off, and you wouldn't know that I
because
have
I
an
can
accent.
turn on the New York accent.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
Everybody that has a New York accent,
Yes.
I think, can turn it on or off. But see,
Yeah.
I can have no accent. It's fine.
interesting.
You can-
But that's not how So what's funny about the accent? Because people break my balls all the time about the accent.
Yeah.
And this is my real voice. I have like a little bit of an accent.
Yes.
It's not like oh my
You
god.
put it on for the cameras a
a little bit more, but
Right.
it's like I don't have a British accent in real
Right.
life,
Yeah.
so I don't know what
Exactly.
people
Yeah.
want from me.
yeah,
Like
it's like
Right.
Tom Holland. He's
you
playing
can tell
Spider-Man,
I'm from
but-
New York.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's
Yes.
the thing though, is like, so we got heat. A lot of heat when we first launched this podcast. We had one of our videos get picked up right out the gate by New Yorkers, the account New Yorkers, and they have like, I don't know what, 400,000
Yeah.
followers. And I was like, oh, this is awesome, like great exposure. But everyone thought we were transplants because we don't have that accent where we talk like this. But even though it's like I can do it if I want to, but I don't talk like that. And I was like, it's annoying because I'm like, I'm from New York. I'm from Queens. Both of us are.
I'm a trained
Yeah.
actor though, so
Right.
I cannot have the accent, but certain things that I say naturally
comes
have an
out.
accent.
Right.
I can change
Coffee.
it if I want to.
Yes. Oh no, but I was saying like,
But people are just really like, what is your real voice? Like
That's what I
But
was
what
gonna say.
happened was that when I started cooking with Nona, it was 2009, it was 2008 when I really started developing it. I was
Right.
in college. I was going to be an Italian teacher.
Right.
And, this was the dawn of content creation.
Yeah.
Nobody was doing what I was doing. If you were cooking on YouTube, you were a restaurant chef or a trained chef. Like I wasn't anything. So I was very nervous. And for the first decade of my career almost, I had like horrible imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm like, who the hell am I telling people how to cook shit?
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I kind of modeled myself after people that were on the Food Network already.
Right.
And, and how they looked and how they, because
Like
nobody
Jada
looked like me and sounded like me.
Right.
And I would go to agent meetings with agents and managers, and they were like, nobody wants to watch the Marissa Tomei cooking show.
So
Right.
we had similar experiences then because but for different reasons. So we started around the same time, actually. I started my blog in 2008, but I wasn't cooking on camera or anything like that. And that didn't happen until much later. But I got rejected over and over again at cooking shows as well. But because I'm dry and sarcastic, everyone was not like, oh, it's not the New York thing. They were just like, okay, Dara, that was great. But like, can you be happier about this? And I was like, this is my excited face. I don't know what to tell you. This
Yeah,
is
they
me
just
happy.
wanted an Indian accent from me, and they weren't going to get one. It's like, wait, how come you sound like this? And I go, what do you want me to sound like? And I go, I don't think I'm the right guy.
No, for me, it was like
Yeah.
I sounded too Italian, but I
Right.
looked too ambiguous.
Right.
I didn't look
Italian.
Italian enough to them. No, I looked,
that's interesting.
apparently I looked like a Latina hooker because
I hope those were their exact words.
that's what I read for a whole lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
See, I guess I can't picture you as anything other than Italian.
No.
But it's because
Yeah.
I know you.
people
so
think
well.
I'm a mix of Asian and Latina.
Yeah,
see
I
the
thought
Asian
I
with
could
the
see the
eyes,
Asian.
so
Yeah.
that-
especially when you wing the eyeliner. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
This is the look.
Yeah.
But But like in the beginning,
That's
like
funny.
I cut my nails. I had short pink stupid nails like Jada did. And I talked like this, and I
Yeah.
tried to talk really professionally.
Tone it
And
down. Yeah.
actually the accent of America is Pacific Northwest. Did you know
Yes,
that?
I did know that.
I like
is-
this switch up.
Yeah, and you can just, just sound like someone who's not you. And,
Yeah.
You're trying
And I
so
would-
hard though.
and
you
I
know
would,
what I mean?
And
You
I
could
would wear
tell.
sweaters and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And I wore no prints. And I just I created this character that
Yeah.
wasn't really me. And it took a long time for me to really be comfortable being myself.
Yeah. No, I
And
get that.
like with the claws and the
Yeah.
and the,
I,
but this is it,
Yeah,
and
no, it's great.
When
And
I,
I mean-
kind of switched up, like, I got divorced. So I had a big change in my life, and I decided to just be me
Step
all
into
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
and some
amazing.
people like it and some people don't.
We
know?
love you for it though.
Yeah,
and I
I
think
think
the
this is
internet loves
great.
it too.
Thank you.
I think this is
I
fantastic.
think she's great too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Amen.
Shall
Yes.
we?
Let's get into, and actually, yeah, because this is gonna, I think, play well into the
Yes.
squabble
Yes,
for the
let's
day.
do
Also, I do have to point out that it was funny when you said imposter syndrome. It did sound like you were saying imposter syndrome.
I do have an accent. It's
Yeah,
not like I
no.
don't.
It
No,
was
no,
funny.
no. It's great.
I can do a British accent. as
Okay.
well. Do you know, there's a funny things, totally weird, is that I only speak to my brother in an English accent.
That is cute.
Oh,
that is cute. And
I
that's
do
actually
it.
pretty solid.
No,
Yeah, it's good.
but it's, he'll call sometimes and then
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, Lee, I've got to go because I've done this now in front of someone new and it's gotten a bit weird.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, so people don't understand like when you take like classes
that
to,
you can switch things on and off. Yeah, because like I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be on Broadway. That was like my dream. I wanted to do all that shit. And then and he found out that I could sing the other day, and he was shocked because my speaking voice apparently is so horrible.
It's not like, I wouldn't say horrible.
It's fine. I hate my
Yeah,
voice
but it's
too.
like,
It's okay.
I didn't think that she could sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't hear
Would
somebody.
you think that Barbara Streisand could sing just
I'm gonna
by
be
talking
That's a
to
good
her?
point.
Okay, that's a very good point.
Thank
What does
you.
she
All right.
sound like?
Well, you're
Thank you.
1,000% correct. All right. Well, just going to continue to sit and take this, but all right.
All right. Well, okay. I'm 27, female, NYC. My boyfriend replies to nudes/sexy photos or texts with GIFs. GIFs, whatever. I hate it so much. I know this is kind of a dumb thing to complain about, but I think you guys will hear me out. Every girl wants to be seen as sexy by her man, and I really hate the GIF replies. It feels childish to me. Like, he'll send cartoon characters, and I'm just like, hello, I'm semi-naked. At least give me a, wow, you look great or something. And he doesn't sext either. It's just always kind of boring replies. I like that he's a nice, respectful guy, but sometimes I don't want him to be. He doesn't have to be sending dirty texts in reply, but is it that hard to say, you're so hot? I'm in good shape and feel comfy in my body finally. It makes me feel bad like he doesn't want me. We have sex regularly, that's not the issue, by the way. I just want some reassurance. Does he suck for not giving me the replies I want, or do I suck for expecting them in the first place?
Oh my God. I want to hug her.
I know, same.
Wait, so people just send these to you?
What do you mean?
They write in?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
the-
amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
If you have any, feel free to send.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
basically a lot of this squabble, the submission is about nudes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the thing about nudes is like, I mean, it's its whole thing. It's a blessing. If you receive a nude, it is
From
a
a
blessing.
woman.
From a woman.
A nude from a guy is a little weird.
Okay, then let's start there. Let's start
Yeah,
there.
I don't-
Let's start there. Do
yeah.
women care? Because I don't know. Do women care about nudes from men?
I don't personally. I could do without. I could do without
You
it.
better be very impressive.
Right,
if you're-
exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
you can't be
Exactly.
average Joe.
Okay.
100%.
What constitutes
You gotta
above?
be like a model.
What
Yeah.
Otherwise,
consti-
it's weird.
Sure.
I agree.
What constitutes above average here?
I don't know. Like, you can't just be sending me pictures of you and your dad bod.
Yeah, like
I don't wanna see
100%.
that. Your
Right.
childless dad bod. I don't want.
But there's
we
like-
don't want to see it.
But there- yeah.
Like, here's the thing: it's
Yeah.
about the equality.
Yeah.
It's not equal.
It's not even.
You want to see us? We don't want to see you.
the body, like the woman's body, is just more. It's,
Of course, you're not going to
know what
argue
I
that.
mean?
I'm on your side.
Oh, I know.
lady.
I'm just saying. It's real.
A nude from a woman is a gift.
See, but to
it's
you, right?
It's a
okay.
gift.
Don't
to
send
receive
me a
it.
nude, honey. Send
Okay.
me send me PayPal, like
Yeah. Okay.
cash.
Send flowers.
Yes, send
flowers, send cash.
Send a gift basket.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, that's nice. Don't
Okay.
send me a nude. Send me flowers.
Okay,
Okay.
but so nudes though, if you're faces in them, no. Also, that's another thing. Like, first of all, have you sent any of these to anybody?
That's not none of your goddamn business.
So I'm gonna take that as a yes, probably.
For me to get to a level in a relationship where that's even talked about, I mean, that just hasn't happened in years.
Okay.
See, this also brings up my next point.
But that's what I was saying, because a lot of people would just be like, yeah, I do, but I don't put my face in
No, I think women do a lot more than we think that they do.
Right.
And I don't think it's great. I don't think it's smart. I think it cheapens everything. I am very old school. Like, I mean, if I would do that, I'd have to be like married to you.
Oh, no. See, I don't have to, I don't have to be married to you, but I have to be like dating you and actually genuinely like you.
That's
and
it's a very unpopular opinion.
No, but I mean, that's
listen,
fair.
we like
and
that.
And you're smarter
I don't
for
think
doing
it's
it.
smart unless your name is on a deed.
Right.
I keep my face out of it.
I think this is the thing about nudes. I think that when you get to me, it's a very special thing. It's not like something that I think that after you're out of a relationship with that person, I think that you should delete the nudes.
Yeah, but guys are not doing
Oh,
that.
I mean, I know.
I think if I did and I got a GIF back or an emoji, I mean, I'd set the guy's house on fire.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point of the conversation, really.
That's like...
It's so... I've had guys do this to me, too, and I fucking hate it. So I'm with her on that.
That's complete...
It's bullshit. You got to say something.
Do you know how much effort probably went into that?
Yeah.
You know,
how many
angles, lighting,
Thank you.
hair and makeup.
Well, again, I keep my face out of them if I'm sending them to anybody.
But you got to have
still,
like a curl. You got
put a curl in there.
You know,
let a curl in there.
You got to...
So we don't want any nudes from men whatsoever.
Listen. I've been on the receiving.
Body.
I've been on the receiving end of only like boyfriends. Typically, I'm against it.
Okay.
I mean, unsolicited. If a guy sent you an unsolicited,
no, that's insane.
Yeah, that's an immediate dismissal.
That's honestly on both sides.
Of course.
I don't think a girl. I mean,
I don't think a guy would.
We're not gonna be like, how dare you? I'll tell you that much. No guy in the history of time has ever been like, a nude from a woman?
Well,
Pishta.
When you respond with a GIF or something, that's what that says.
Yes.
It's dismissive. Thank you.
But that's a different conversation.
It's giving low effort, and low effort. She should dump him.
So here's the thing, though. I think it's low effort, but it's also could show that he's just uncomfortable with it, and a lot of people are.
I don't think he's uncomfortable with it.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
No, I don't think so.
I think they could have I think they could have a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's my point.
I think they should have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And because men are also stupid. So like they don't know, they don't read your mind.
Yeah.
But
to him that might think, might think that that's a totally appropriate reaction. But she's feeling like, a little not seen or whatever.
Yeah.
So you got to tell him. Sometimes, baby girl, you got to tell them.
Well, the thing is, though, I do think it shows discomfort on the guy's part because
You don't know what it shows. You don't know.
We don't know.
Ask
but
him.
No, but that's my point. Is like if we had to guess, because that's what she's doing. And that's the point of this.
You're in a relationship. You're going to have awkward conversations.
Of course.
What do you want me to say? If you can't get through a conversation like that, I think that says a lot more about your relationship than
no, 100%.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, that's crazy that a guy is getting a naked picture and his first thought is, let me go to the GIF section.
But that's what I'm saying.
Idiots today. People are
But hang on.
Because
this is my point.
Because
Stop and think about the psychology of that.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Because relationships happen over text today.
No.
I mean, what do you think?
That's not why. I'm saying it's because I think it shows discomfort in the text.
I think it speaks to how desensitized we are.
I mean, both could be right.
Both could be true, but I'm saying there's a psychology behind a guy going to his GIFs.
And to me,
you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
If he's uncomfortable with it, that to me is crazy.
See, this is why
I've seen that though.
I don't think people should be allowed to text.
Now you had said earlier
I don't like it.
Before you said for the first 90 days of any relationship, no texting allowed.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
I can't imagine that though.
I'm
not saying I disagree,
worlds
but
existed like that for years.
Of course, 100%. But it's like we
in
have
the
to evolve,
Ages.
but we're not in the Middle Ages.
Sure.
We gotta
I think
embrace
texting
it.
should only really be for
plans.
Where are you? Like, can't find you. Did you get this?
I don't know.
Whatever.
So you're saying text should only be for like simple yes or no situations?
Well, like confirming stuff.
Texting too much, especially texting at all, I think creates false senses of intimacy with people.
Interesting.
Well, it definitely can. That's what I remember. We were talking about this on the last episode with guys who will give you the like, oh, I don't want anything serious, but then they're texting you all day, every fucking day.
First of all, if a man ever said he didn't want anything serious with me, I would believe him and he would never see me again. It's not, men are very linear.
Yeah.
And women are better at flirting via text usually. Men are not always great at it.
Have you met me? Disagree.
But you're quirky and cute and funny.
Yeah, but I'm not good at flirting. Like, I'm not good at flirting via text. And I'm not good at, like, honestly, I'm just not good at flirting in general. Like, it's just not something even in person.
I think unless you're like long distance, it's probably, it's not a good idea. Like, hang out in person and flirt in person.
Or call them up.
Yes, the phone call. It's a big deal, the phone call. I like the phone call.
I hate a phone call.
You know, you hate everything. So I'm not surprised.
I just hate the things
you
that
hate
you like.
rainbow cookies. You hate phone calls.
I hate
you
the
hate
things
puppies.
that you like. No, I like puppies.
Well, okay, fine.
But I like cats more.
I do. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the differences that are happening here in terms of preferences. I think that getting back to it.
That's all that it is.
I think
preferences.
that, I mean, like, if a guy, it is insecurity or something he's uncomfortable with.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
as a dude, like, to speaking to other dudes, you got to get over that. If a woman's sending you her naked body, best believe she planned.
And also,
I don't think he's uncomfortable. I think he's lazy.
No, I think he's uncomfortable.
It could be
I've
both.
I've dated two guys who were very weird about like sexting and like I'm not a big sexter, but like if they're like wanting a picture and I send one and then that's your reply, I got pissed and like they're just like I'm not comfortable with it. Like it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel awkward.
I think he's lazy and I think he's not comfortable expressing.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. It's I'm not comfortable expressing.
And I mean, and the only thing to do, because I'm here for the solutions, is that you gotta have a conversation. If the conversation is really weird, then that says a lot. I think if he could totally surprise you and be like, oh my God, I didn't know that upset you.
Sure.
Right, of course.
I'm totally gonna change that behavior now. And if he changes it, beautiful. Mazel tov. And if he doesn't, stop.
Because I think it speaks to a deeper issue is like it's the wanting words of affirmation. If it comes back to like the love languages, she clearly like, and I do too. I love words of affirmation. Like that's what I want to hear is that you think I'm beautiful and you. Yeah,
right.
Like, but a lot of people want it more than others.
Why do we also have to send a naked picture to get that?
I agree with you.
Like maybe
but if she wants
there are
that,
other avenues. Like I always ask women like, why are you sending that? Like is that for you or is that for him?
So I think it's usually both, but speaking as somebody who has sent some in my day, and she's said something that kind of it made me think this too. She said, I'm finally like happy or comfy in my body. That makes me think that you're somebody that was probably a little insecure about your body at one point and now you're happy with it. So I think it's like a show, because I was very insecure about my body and I hated it for a long time. And then when I finally got comfortable with it, I felt like it didn't seem as scary to me to send somebody, especially if my face
I would send a hot picture of myself to my girlfriends before a guy and let them tell me I'm beautiful. Like, because
Interesting.
from a man, you're never going to know if it's like genuine.
But I don't know if I agree
and I
with
feel
that.
like it's gonna objectify.
And yet you like a fucking good morning text? Get out of here.
I love a good morning text.
That is the least genuine a guy can be, is a good morning text.
I love when a guy is thinking about me in the morning and starts a conversation from the. I love when we set the tone.
Now I gotta ask this. Would you? Okay, let's say you do get a naked text from a man. Mm-hmm. Are you sharing it with your friends?
Absolutely.
Oh wow!
I'm not doing that.
Wow!
No,
this is a vast difference.
If it's cringe,
yeah, you're sending it out.
Hang on. If it's cringe,
if he's not my boyfriend,
yeah.
You're
sending it out.
Look what he's don't do it.
That's funny. That's so funny. If it's cringe, okay. Maybe if it's cringe, I would share.
Okay, and not
I
your
share
boy.
all the cringe stuff.
I don't text it though. I'm not texting it to anybody. I'll show it in person.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
You text it?
The cringe. That's fair game.
I don't know. This feels like I don't know. I feel like that's,
this is like sugar and spice. This is such differences in behaviors.
Yeah,
and
that's
I like
crazy.
it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful
funny.
across the board. So you're saying you get a text from a guy you're talking to. You're not. It's nothing official.
Yeah.
And let's say it gets a little hot and heavy in terms of the text, or maybe you were talking on the phone and he goes, "I want to send you a naked pic." And let's say this time you go, "Sure." He sends you a naked pic. And if you think, let's say you think it's a good naked picture, you still sending it around? Or are you going to hold on to it?
I've never been in that situation. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, do I like this person?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you,
think
yeah, you
Yeah.
like this guy and you see potential.
If there's potential, I guess, like, I keep it for my files.
Okay. For your
I
files.
don't. But if it's funny,
Yeah.
if it's funny and cringe, I'm gonna
If
show
it's
it.
if there's like a remote next to it. If
There's
there's
like a costume.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
something.
Yeah, if
There's
there's
a theme.
right. He
Yeah.
has like a Bic lighter next to it.
It's,
Oh, for size, for scale. Was that what you meant?
Yeah,
Oh,
like a
dear.
lit
Yeah,
lighter
that's
would be
a lot.
hilarious.
That's a lot.
Have you done this?
No, I've never used a lighter.
Okay.
I'd have to use the long lighter, the candle lighter.
Right.
I'd have to use
Right.
the yeah.
Of
You know what I mean? Of course.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd have to use a flamethrower.
No, yeah.
So it's okay, but you guys not opposed to sharing it? Do you think?
I don't, like I said, I wouldn't text it to anybody, but I would show it
Right,
in
you would
person.
show it. Okay.
No, like my trusted friends.
Right,
Not
right,
like
right,
my.
right.
Oh, okay.
What about
I'm
now?
not texting
now,
anybody
let's say the
back.
relationship is over. Do you delete them or you keep them for good?
I delete them.
You hold on to them.
I don't even think about it. I don't delete anything.
You really
You don't delete anything. Keep it all.
Wait, like even if you have photos of like your ex-boyfriend or something in your camera roll, you're not deleting it?
No,
Huh. That's interesting.
they were part of the story.
No, I agree with that, but I don't want to be reminded of it all the time. I delete it.
I'm not looking at them all the time, but sometimes
Right.
I want to, what? These are our memories.
Okay.
Fair. That's
All right.
fair. I keep those up here in the camera roll. The exes, they go. me.
When it comes to nudes, I think.
Oh yeah,
that
nudes. I'm definitely not.
when it comes to
keeping.
nudes, I
I
will.
mean, how many nudes do you guys get? Like, what is
No,
there?
no,
Is there an
it's
these
album?
are-
album?
no, I don't have an album by any stretch of the imagination.
Some
But
guys
I'm
do,
saying
though.
nudes of like girls that I've dated. Those are when
Yeah.
we're done dating.
Yeah.
I get rid of them.
That's responsible.
But
yeah, I think
guys-
that's fair.
A lot of guys though.
No, I
they keep.
that's why I'm
they keep that
saying
shit.
this on the podcast because I
Yeah.
think that more men should delete the nudes of the girls that they used to date.
Of course, but
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
mean, they're not
going.
going.
I know. I
Exactly,
mean,
they're not
one would
gonna.
think that you could hopefully throw it out there.
You would think, but they're not going to, and there's no way you
I'm
can
trying to
prove it.
speak into existence the world that I think would be worth
I
living
think
into.
men
I
should
get it.
text all women good morning.
Terrible. Hate it. It's
I'm going to be
awful.
sending
What
out.
if they really mean it?
Even still, it's just boring. Be interesting. Say something literally
well, she
anything
wants more
else.
post after the good morning.
But so do I.
Yeah.
That's my motherfucking point.
But
What if
Jesus.
it's the morning and he's just trying to start the conversation?
But they never fucking follow up with it. If they do, it's always boring. It's like, how'd you sleep? I'm promising you, go ask, do a poll. We did a poll, and my
You're
other friends did a
mean.
poll. No, I'm not. I am right about this. Sorry.
This is so
Everyone's allowed to have their opinions, and I have friends who like it
There's-
too. But
Okay.
it's,
There's so
it's
many-
by and large, it's been. You were here.
No, I agree. Listen,
You
there's
were
some
here.
things. There's some things that with what Dara's saying, I
Yeah.
completely wholeheartedly agree, and I go makes a lot of sense. And same thing with you, and vice versa. And I
Yeah.
go, there's
I'm
some
just-
things that Dara's mean. There's some things that you're mean about.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
like we have different opinions.
Yeah, of
about
course,
stuff.
of course.
I just think like
You know?
it's fine. It's just fine.
It's-
Like,
but that's what I mean is it's fine. It's not
Yeah.
something that I enjoy because to me it's also like we didn't have to. It's like we didn't have to do this.
My-
If you're not my boyfriend, you don't need to be giving me a good morning text unless there's like. You're my boyfriend, that's fine, but I don't need that. I don't want that like fake. You know how you were saying about texting? You think it creates false sense of intimacy? That does the exact same thing.
my friends who are married.
Yeah.
He still texts her almost every morning and says, "Good morning, beautiful."
When they're next to each other?
No, like
Okay.
I guess he's at work and she's at work,
Yeah.
or he leaves for work earlier than her, and
Then
he's
you're
like, "Good-
married.
Good
That's
morning,
different.
beautiful. I love you so much. I don't want you to forget what an amazing person that you are."
Wow, that is wild.
That's so extra. But also
Yeah.
it's like, that's marriage. Like
That is not marriage, honey. Like,
well, I'm
no,
just saying.
not all the time. Let me
That's-
tell you.
I know, but I'm saying like those are two people who are married. It's not the same as two people who just started dating.
Yes, when
It's
you
not the
just
same.
started dating and
That's
you're
what
but
like
to
having-
still
what I'm saying.
do that is crazy.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
And I
to me.
think
it's-
I
it's-
think
I guess it's nice, but
Yeah.
I
that's,
think it's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's like our society beat that out of us a lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can agree
I
with
just
that.
don't like it. I think it's canned. I think they send it to every fucking girl they're going out with, and that's true. Sorry,
Right.
but like
no,
that's
no, no.
true.
I mean, one
They are
thing.
literally sending it to every girl that they
I
date. If that's what you
disagree
do,
because I think a lot of guys just don't even text you at all.
I mean, I don't know. I've gotten a lot of good mornings and they're usually from nice guys, don't get me wrong. But that's the point is that they don't, it's like you either get the nice guy who texts good morning and doesn't have anything interesting to say. and that's where it basically ends, or they'll be like, how'd you sleep? And then there's the guys who are toxic and terrible. It's like there's no
I think it all has to
the
start
medium.
It all has to start somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't think good morning text is it. Not for me.
I'm a good
Everybody's
afternoon
different.
queen myself.
Hilarious.
That's
Hilarious.
what I like to start in the afternoon. I'm busy in the morning.
We got way off track
sure. Okay, but back to
the problem at hand,
Yes.
which is
I told
think
you what
it's-
to do, boo.
Yeah, it's have a conversation. You
Yeah.
got to talk to the guy and see what his problem is and why he responds that way. Because it sounds like if they also didn't say how long they were dating, whatever, if this is like a long-term guy or whatever, but even still, like you got to talk about the things that you need. If she wants those words, she's got to ask for them.
You have to ask for what you
Yeah.
want. Don't not ask for what you want and then
Exactly.
complain about what you don't get, because then you are my mother.
beautiful. Well done.
Nicely put. Yeah,
So should we
exactly.
get to the let's get to the
I
the
think-
ruling.
see, and this is where you get the gavel.
But you'll go last in this situation
because you have the gavel.
the final ruling.
The final ruling.
Okay.
So you can hit that.
You want me to go first this
You
time?
can go first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will say, I mean, without a doubt, I think that this guy stinks. She doesn't suck at all in this situation. You are sending the guy you were
He
sleeping
should be
with.
grateful.
I said this. The first thing I wrote when I read this this squabble was the blessings of nudes, because that's what they are.
Yeah.
That when you are lucky enough to get nudes as a man, they are a blessing. You put your hands together, you put your phone down, and you go, whichever God I'm praying to. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me this nude. You know what it is? It's Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Every time a nude shall come your way.
Right.
So treat them accordingly,
Yes.
sir. And if they make you uncomfortable, you better say something.
Amen.
Own up to it. And I think that she does not suck for the fact that what you made a great point. I finally feel comfortable about my body, which to
Yeah.
me I think is a good point to take into consideration. And that means that she's comfortable
She's proud of
selling
it.
these nudes. She's proud. Give her her flowers.
Yeah, give her the recognition she
Yeah,
deserves
so,
for putting it out there.
So he sucks. She
Yep.
doesn't.
Yep.
Dara?
I'm on the same page. I mean, like, I feel for him a little because I've dated like a couple guys I can think of that were kind of uncomfortable with like sexual texts and stuff. And also, by the way, I meant to mention, when it did come up and they tried sexting, it was very awkward.
So,
it was like,
and I
okay,
think the difference
you know what I
between
mean?
you
So-
and Rossella is the fact
Yeah.
that Rossella doesn't have space for that. You've made it clear, like, if you're gonna be weird about this kind of shit, piss right the hell off. Whereas, like, I think that there's difference, like, we just have preferences.
I'm more Darwinian.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest.
Right,
I
absolutely.
eliminate them.
Weed out the
100%.
weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, whereas,
So
like,
that's what I'm
Dara,
saying.
there's something, you find something interesting about these guys, or
Well, no.
or
These
there
were also
was.
guys that I was dating.
Yeah,
It
or
wasn't
dating,
like
yeah.
2 dates in.
Sure,
I'm talking
sure,
about they
sure.
were like, one was a boyfriend.
Right.
He was not good with words of affirmation, and
Yeah.
it sucked because I, loved him, but
Sure.
like I picked up on that early on, and looking back, I was younger. I would have probably not pursued that relationship as much because I like the words of affirmation.
Right.
I like a guy to say things that are nice. So yeah, but I would think that he sucks. She does not suck. That's my ruling.
And Rossella.
I think they both kind of suck.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, I love that.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
The
Why?
namesake of the pod.
So I think he sucks because, like you said, if a woman is blessing you with her
Yes.
nakedness,
Yeah.
you should break out into song and dance.
Absolutely.
You should be very expressive.
100%.
Maybe he was raised to not, but whatever. I don't know the story.
Right.
But in general, if someone's putting themselves out there for you, with their body. And
Yes.
stuff. You should be a little bit more receptive.
Yes,
and
100%.
expressive.
Yes.
Right.
Honey, that's nice that you feel nice about your body.
Yeah.
But instead of sending it to a guy who's not giving you what you want, start an OnlyFans and post them there, and people will pay you
Yeah.
with money
Yes.
and say very nice things. They all want to be at that party.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you giving? Why
To
are
the
you?
bacala.
Yeah, why are you giving it to some bacala, some chatrul who's not excited about it? Like, I mean, if you only need to send me one GIF,
Yeah.
and then you'll never see my body again. I
Right.
mean, fool
Right.
me once.
There
Yes.
you go.
But
Yeah.
then go where you are wanted.
Beautiful.
I love it.
You both suck.
I was thank you.
Get some self-esteem.
Get the thing.
Stop sending yourself to people who are unworthy.
I love it.
I love it.
Amazing. This was a fantastic episode.
Okay.
I had one question, though, to wrap this up nicely in a bow. I wanted to ask you, because you do the amazing advice and the write it downs and Rossella says, right? That's right. If you could give yourself from like 5 or 10 years ago a write it down to yourself, what would it be? Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
It's a toughie.
Oh, 26-year-old Rossella.
Or 30, go back a little if you want. If it's easier, pick a time frame. But just like an older version of you, what would be your like write it down to yourself?
I mean, can we go? I can go first if we want. Are we doing it for everybody?
I wasn't gonna do us, but we can.
Yeah.
I would tell her to not settle because there's somebody out there looking for someone just like you.
Oh, I love that.
That's beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's beautiful.
I like that. Okay, I mean, we can do.
Yeah, I would say have more grace for oneself. You know, I think that's necessary. You don't have to be so hard on yourself.
Yeah,
I think
I still work on that. If I'm being honest, that's a write it down I would write for myself right now. But I think for me it would be more confident just in who you are, and yeah, I think that's it.
This has been a fantastic
a journey
full of gems. You've dropped a bag of diamonds on this
Literally,
episode.
I'm so glad.
And we, where can people find you?
I am at Rossella Rago on Instagram. I am Rossella's Cooking with Nona on Facebook. If you are old. I am at Rossella Rago on TikTok.
Yes.
I'm not as impressive there.
We will link all of it.
Yeah, and you can buy my books wherever books are sold.
Yes, amazing. And you have to watch her videos, Cooking with Nona. Nona is amazing. She's adorable and we love her. And for us, you can find us at You Both Suck Podcast. Send in your squabbles to us. We also have voice recordings now, which is amazing. You can write in your squabbles or you can voice record them.
We just tested it out the other day.
And
just tap.
Worked.
Just
you sent like 3 or 4 of them.
I was interested.
I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, people are using the voice note thing. It was all Kunal. So whatever.
Well, you can now do it yourself too.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
And that is on our Instagram. It's linked in our, bio. And leave a review if you have not done so already, please. And I'm at Dara Pollock.
I'm at All Day KCA.
Did I forget anything?
I think you covered it all.
This gave me an idea for like people can send me their problems and I'll just be really mean like Judge Judy about it.
There you go. Or we'll have you as a rotating a friend of the pod.
Yes, that'd be great.
Once honestly,
can I get a collar like Judge Judy?
Oh
yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Are you kidding me? We'll give you your own gavel.
You can design it and sell it in your store.
Absolutely. Nona will make it for me.
Beautiful.
Thank you guys. See you next week.
Bye.